everyone that's joining. Thanks for joining. We have a wonderful special guest today. Before we get to Jay Cermack from, he's our Keller Williams Director of Tech Innovation. Is that right? Yeah. And he is the mastermind behind so many things Command. He makes all kinds of videos. If you've watched any of the videos, he's probably, been the person leading those. So he's going to be a great, offer some great information today about Command, how you can use it to get some better return on your money that you're spending to market your business. So before we get to him, let's just kind of do a quick roundtable of does anybody have any challenges, successes from the week that they want to share, or challenges that maybe we can help roundtable together?
Lively group. Looks like everybody's doing fantastic.
I know, right?
I have clients who know more about the business than I do.
Well, that's normal.
Tell us more about that.
We have a client that wants us to take 250 letters that a letter she's created to say why her condominium is the best on the planet, and take them and deliver them door to door in the 3 towers of the Strand condominium. And on top of that, they're willing to drop the price, but only if we cut our commissions in half. Roughly.
That sounds lovely. So are you going to do it?
Well, this is a real estate term. Oh.
Peter.
I was going to say that's fascinating.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's one of the most interesting things I've ever heard. Thank you for the idea. Now here's what we're really willing to do, and here's what we're not willing to do. So we'll probably terminate the listing today.
Yeah, people could be offended by you going door to door right now. So just tell them, I don't want to offend the people. Let's attract them virtually, and I'll share with you a strategy today that could get you the listing, and tell them here's a way I can do it virtually and get in front of everybody on Facebook.
There you go.
I like it.
I'm ready. Ray, I'm ready.
And then we have from Morgan in the comments that Pam got a new listing from the neighbor across the street in the front yard. I don't know if Morgan or Pam, you're on to talk a little bit more about that, but that's great. Probably just from being around and out and about.
I bet going on walks.
Right. Probably from.
It could be a new version of social distancing. They may just want to move away from across the street, but hey, it's a sale either way.
Well, that's great. We always like to hear what everyone's got going on out there, but let's get to Jay. Tanya, do you want to share with everyone a little bit more background on Jay first?
Sure, absolutely. Jay, you all know I talk about Jay all the time. We share his videos, training. One thing I don't know if a lot of you understand, Jay is one of 40 of the lab advisors, which are agents who have an insight and voice directly to KWRI in the building of Command and what we need as agents. And so being that one of 40 people, he is on top of and engaged in everything that we can do. And also being an agent and a leader, he sees Command and understands how to utilize it from an agent aspect. And that's why I like his training the best, because he comes at it from that instead of a, here's how you enter a contact, here's how you do this, here's how you do that. We get the full picture from him. So that's what I strive to do as well. And hopefully someday I'll be just like Jay. So without any further ado, Jay, take it over.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. It is a privilege and an honor to be here on a Zoom with you guys today. Thank you for those who have been supporting all along the way. And I appreciate hearing that. That's always positive, and that's always been my mission. My mission is simple: to help others. And my vehicle of help right now has been around the technology and Command and taking advantage of stuff. So I'm going to share my screen. I think they've said enough about me, because it's not about me today. It's about you guys, and it's about you and what can you leverage in our system. And right now we're looking at how can we help you reduce your costs. And if you're spending money on any kind of lead generation of any kind, we're going to talk today about, can you get it for less than $2 to $1 per lead? And if that's not something you're having, I'm going to go through why, and then I'll show you how to actually do the Facebook ads. So I'm going to share a presentation really quick. And this presentation is something I put together studying the industry as far as a simple phrase of, are you paying too much for internet leads? Because we know the internet's here to stay, right? I'm pretty sure we're not expecting it to go away anymore. I know a lot of agents prayed it would from 10, 20 years ago, and it's here. So what we find in the industry is, what is the current cost per lead in general? Well, doing this study, I look at one of the #1 lead generation sources on the planet for leads is Zillow, only because they get 160 million visitors a month. So you might have heard of this company, you might have seen them. I'm not here to give an opinion one way or the other, but I will give some insights along the way. But at the end of the day, the average cost per lead on Zillow can go anywhere from $20 up towards $60 and even $100 per lead. So we're going to say the average is about $50 to $55. It really depends on a big metropolitan area, which you guys are a large area, just like Fort Lauderdale. So a lot of people do go to your area, which means your cost per lead will be more than if you were in a little rural town. So that's the average today. And if I'm an agent who's spending maybe $1,000 a month on lead generation, that would translate to about 20 leads a month. So you would pay Zillow $1,000 a month in your zip code if you lock it in, and they're going to give you roughly about 20 leads or so. Now, they're not guaranteeing they're going to buy or sell. Leads in our world, it really just means a name, number, and email address, and some interest in either a property or they've expressed interest in eventually doing something with real estate. That's just the world of that. So what if there was a way we could help you get a lead for less than $2 a lead? And now they're saying our average is down to about $1 a lead or less than that, because we've been doing this so much longer than most people. So if that was interesting to you, that's what we're going to talk about today. So if I can reduce your cost from $50 a lead or more to $2 a lead or less, you know you all want it. I know you do. So looking at the math here, if I did $2 a lead and got you the same 20 leads, the same name, number, and email address of 20 people who are interested in eventually doing something with real estate, that would be a cost of $40 versus the $1,000 a month. So this becomes a potential savings of $960 a month. And if you did that by 12 months, that's almost $12,000 a year back in your pocket. What could you do with an extra $12,000 of income coming back to you? You can invest in more people, maybe hire that staff person you've been wanting to, do more transactions. There's so much value in that. And that's one of the biggest reasons with our shift book that right now, our mindset we have to do first, right? Get real, get right. And we have to remargin our expenses. How can we reduce that? And I know Zillow right now, if you're paying them, is currently offering a special where they're doing half off. So that person spending $1,000 a month on Zillow is now only having to pay $500 a month for the same leads. Well, here's the good news. Take the $500 savings and only invest $40 of it. And how many leads could we get from Facebook today? And then when you start getting the leads you want, you can then cancel it. You won't need it anymore because you'll get better leads here. So I'm going to look at a bigger team. So this is one of my $1 million teams, the Edwards Group. They just hit $1 million GCI last year. So we've been talking and coaching them on their technology needs. And they shared with me that their team is about 16 agents and they spend about $3,000 a month on Zillow leads. Can you imagine $36,000 a year to Zillow? And that's costing them 60 leads. So if we did the same 60 leads at $2, that's only $120 versus $3,000 a month. So this becomes savings of almost $2,800 a month, or roughly $34,000 a year back in their pocket. So if you thought the $1,000 a month getting $960 back in your pocket was big, this is even bigger. So how is this even possible, and what are the best places to get leads? So this was an article that was recently published as of actually April 6th. So it's new of 2020. The top 6 places to buy real estate leads in 2020 right now. So Bold Leads is here at the list because they're the best overall, they say. And look at the cost just alone. It's $300 a month for that service. And you still need to give them $250 a month for their ads. Meaning they're going to run Facebook ads for you, but you have to give them a budget of $250. That combined is over $550 that you're paying for that. And that doesn't even tell me how many leads they're going to get, by the way. Then you've got Zillow and Market Leader, which are actually comparable. They're both about $20 to $60 or more per lead right now. You have RedX, which really is inexpensive, but they don't guarantee you a lead. They just give you a list of people that are for sale by owner or expired. You have another company called Prospect Now, Quazoo. Here's what I know about all of these. None of these are showing me that they can get me a cost less than $2 a lead. None of them. And all of them typically have a fee to have access to a system to do that. And if you haven't heard, some of these things are changing. And I'm going to talk just temporarily on Zillow, only because Zillow has expanded their market. And if you didn't know, they're licensed in several states now, including mine. I know they're licensed in Florida. They might be licensed in your state. I know they're in California. Anywhere that they have their new Zillow offers, which is an iBuyer program, they're now buying and selling real estate and have a real estate license in that state. Because of that, your average lead cost per lead used to be $20 on the cheap end up to $100. And if your home price is over $500,000, you're going to see leads even more expensive. Well, this is changing. So if you didn't know, Zillow now with their iBuyer program will give you a free lead. And you'll be like, yes, free, no monthly fee anymore. I'll do it. Well, hold on a second. That free lead is going to be a referral fee. And because they have a real estate license, they now can charge you and get part of your commission. So they're going to soon start waiving the real estate fees that you would pay them, and they're going to ask for a referral fee. Now, if I had a nice higher end home, because Zillow's not buying every home, they're basically selling you a buyer lead or seller lead. I mean, if my home was about $800,000, I did this example for California, but let's say it was $800,000, 3% commission that I would get on that home would be about $24,000. And if I had to pay Zillow 35% of that commission, that's $8,400 per closing. That's a big difference than $50 a lead. And now you're talking several $1,000s a lead. And if I was the Edwards Group doing this on my average price point being about $300,000, we're talking about $160,000 a year they would have to pay Zillow to get the same amount of business that they're getting now when they were only paying $36,000 a year. We're talking a 3,600% increase. So I wanted to share the research of that because I want you to ask yourself, are you spending any money on leads? And if you are you getting a return better than $2 a lead? And if you're not, then I'm going to show you today how to use Command to do that, get inexpensive leads into your system automatically with promoting a listing or one of your fellow agents' listings. We'll talk about that as well. And if you're spending any money anywhere, talk to your team leader, talk to all of your staff here. They're happy to have a conversation with you that if you're spending money of any kind on lead generation, let's see if we can't save you that money and spend less dollars in Command to generate you business. So I'm going to come to Command, and hopefully everyone's heard of Command or seen Command. The way I explain Command, honestly, is a lot like your smartphone, meaning it is one central device that has access to all the business stuff that you want to use in real estate, just like your phone is the remote control of your life. One system that has access to my email, my photos, my text messages, everything I want in my personal life is on my phone. The goal of Command is one centralized place for everything in your real estate life. Now you'll see I'm on the home screen here, and there's some of these apps that I've got from, a couple of these were from Facebook as well. These are recent leads that I got in the system. Now, some of these are test ones because we had agents testing it out. Some of them are legitimate, and I'm getting leads in the system automatically with their name, number, and email address. So I want to show you specifically campaigns, which is the ability to run a Facebook ad inexpensively and to do this. Now, you may not know this, or I'm sure your team has shared with you. Facebook's one of our partners, meaning we're the only real estate company with a strategic partnership with Facebook. And we've been building this tool that I'm about to share with you for 3.5 years, meaning you can't hire somebody in the industry to get you the kind of results we're getting because Facebook and Keller Williams have had 3.5 years to really get you the most amount of leads for the cheapest amount of click, because we're teaching our artificial intelligence, Kelly, and we're teaching their Facebook artificial intelligence on Facebook's world to make sure that we get your ad to the right people at the right time and get truly good leads and cost per click. Now, the other thing I want to mention about Facebook is I mentioned Zillow gets 160 million visitors a month, right? That's a lot of people. And if we look in America right now, we sell about 5 to 5.5 million homes a year. So 160 million people visiting a month, which means they're selling that lead to you, and only 5.5 to 6 million homes sell a year, which is a maximum of what, 10 to 11 million transactions. And we know they don't all come from Zillow. So here's what I know. They're not making new people. They don't print new people, which means odds are they're selling your database to me, my database to someone else's database to you, because they're just selling anybody who's online. And we know they're on Zillow because of one simple thing. a Zestimate. Whether you think it's right or wrong, even the consumer has admitted, we know it's not 100% accurate, but I go back every day on Zillow to look at homes because I like to look, and just to see, did my home value go up today or down today? And we're going to talk about that in another topic, but the whole focus is, how do I get in front of people? Well, here's the reality. Facebook gets 2 billion users a month. I think they're at 2.2 billion right now. 2 billion users, meaning more people are on Facebook more often than they're on Zillow. Because of that, that means I'm more likely to be on Facebook than I am on Zillow. So if I'm on Facebook and I see that you guys have a new property for sale and I know I'm looking to buy or sell right now, and it pops up on my Facebook and I don't have to leave Facebook, I'm more likely to click a button to say, sure, tell me the details, because I haven't seen it yet. I'm not on Zillow right now, I'm on Facebook. And when I'm on Facebook and I click that link, guess what it's gonna say? Hey, I'm happy to tell you about 123 Main Street, but I need your name, number, and email address. And good news, Facebook already filled that in for you. It already knows your profile because you already told Facebook your name, number, and email address. So it will populate it for you. And all you have to do as a consumer is click the next button to send that to the agent, and then the agent will send you to your website to see the details of that listing. How powerful is that? It's an easy button, and people are more likely to do it, and we're seeing them click at an incredible rate. So that's the why behind it. Let's actually show you how to do one. So I'm in campaigns, which is on the left-hand side. And in campaigns, we're gonna do a paid ad today. So paid ad marketing, you'll see some of mine. Most of mine have been around the new KW app. Now I mentioned there is a lead capture form. I don't use that with the KW app because your KW app today says, please sign in and register on the app. So I tried it once with a form from Facebook saying, give me your name, number, and email address. And then they did that, and it sent them to my app, which also said, give me your name, number, and email address. And guess what? They didn't register on my app. So they weren't very happy, and I didn't get the results I wanted. So if you want to do one there, I'll show you both versions today. One version of how to promote a listing and have that be a way to get leads. And then I'll show you one on how to do the app, which is one I have running right now. So to do an ad, we're going to come to create new campaign. And we're going to do social ad, which does include Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I think for simplicity purposes, you can run an ad on Instagram, by the way. You don't have to have an Instagram account. Here's the challenge with it, I think. Instagram is just starting to be a place to click and buy things from. I'm not seeing the same results if I include Instagram in it. So if you're going to do this right now, my advice, maybe run 2 versions of your ad. One ad just to Facebook and a second version of the same ad just to Instagram, so you can see side-by-side results. Because when I do Facebook and Instagram at the same time, it kind of messes with my number of views and who saw it. So just my personal advice. So I'm going to say social ad. Now we need to promote a listing. So for this example, I'll just say, we're doing this as a test. I'll get the address in a second. So I'll just say new listing, just so I can promote it. And it's going to ask you some questions about it. Now you have a couple options here. Advertise one listing, which will get your listing from the MLS instantly, or advertise multiple listings. That one, it does work. It gives you up to 5 listings that you can showcase. So if you're an agent or a team with more than 1 or up to 5 listings, and you want to tell people about multiple listings, definitely use that one. It's cool. It lets you show basically 5 carousel ads at the same time. And every single one of them has a link to its own property, and you can have people register for that. I'm just going to focus on the one listing. You have the ability to get more listings by just telling people maybe you sold something recently. Attract talent would be if you're hiring somebody for your team. When I do the mobile app, I do brand awareness because I want people to know about, in my area, I'm called the J Team. So I want people to know about the J Team and download my app. And event awareness might be a virtual open house. That's something you could run an ad for if you want to plan for that. And don't just think virtual open house. Why couldn't you do a virtual buyer seminar or seller seminar right now, just like we're doing in the Zoom call? It's a powerful tool out there. And I bet you if you did that, you probably could get people to register. And then once they register from this and get a lead in Facebook to command, just send them the link to the Zoom meeting saying, thanks for registering. Can't wait to see you at my virtual open house, or can't wait to see you at my buyers or sellers seminar. You've also got the option to attract buyers if you want to get more buyers, and then other if it doesn't fit one of these. So I'm going to say advertise listing. And here at the bottom, I have the option of Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. I'm just going to do Facebook because that's the one I know works the best. The other ones could work, but this is the one that I'm going to stick with. So I'm going to say set up campaign. And this is your first time running it, by the way. That previous screen, if you've never ran an ad before, I didn't know if you heard of this. Keller Williams is running a special right now. If you spend $75 on your first Facebook ad, Facebook is going to give you $25 back. They'll give you a $25 credit to use on another ad. How powerful is that? $25 of free cash to run your ad for the first time ever? It's worth dabbling. It's worth trying this out. So since I said a listing, guess what came up? Right here, it's saying, hey, Jay, I need to see your listings. Now it says, show my listings. I have noticed sometimes your listings may not show up in this view alone, and that's okay. Don't panic. Just switch it from only my listing to all listings. And my favorite feature of this right now is it's all listings. And I mean all listings in America. Doesn't matter what company they're with. You'll find anything in the world in here. And only do this if you have permission. So I'm going to come to property address and change it to listing agent name. That way you can find it by the agent name faster. So one of my top agents, who's a $1 million GCI agent, is John O'Flaherty. And he's got some amazing properties nearby. Now, here's the trick with this, is these are all his listings. I'm going to advertise this one here at 3100 Northeast 47th Street. You may not have listings right now, and you might want to try this. So here's a script. Go to one of your agents in your office who has a great listing and just say, would it be okay if I advertise your listing? I want to run a Facebook ad, and I'm happy to see if we can't get that home sold. I'll spend my own money on it. A lot of them are going to say yes. And in the event someone says, no, I don't want you to do that, well, there's more than one agent in your office, right? You can find somebody who does. And we're hearing stories all across the company right now of agents who actually did that. They got permission and they advertised a listing. And we heard an agent the other day who had no listings, and she ran a quick little ad on a listing of one of her fellow agents and got 40 leads in a couple days. 40 people to talk to about that listing. So she's helping her other agents sell it. Maybe they get to both be on both sides of the sale to get that home sold. And she now has 41 new people in command that she didn't know and now can start building a relationship with. And by the way, she only spent like 40 bucks, 30 bucks. It was really inexpensive. So I'm going to select one of John's. Now, obviously for me to run this, I would need his permission. And I can't answer about your state and what your rules are. In my state, I can advertise another agent's listing, but I need in writing the fact that they said it's okay, just in case my board ever asked. So look, it pulled up the listing, and here on the right-hand side, you're seeing a preview of this, and it already pulled up a little bit of the text from the MLS and one of the images from the home instantly, because it has all the data of the MLS already built into Command, thanks to our KWLS, the Keller Williams listing system. Now, I've got the ability now to do my text. So main copy goes right above this. Now, this populated automatically from the MLS. I believe it comes from the public remarks, because you're only allowed to do 250 characters. And if you want to plus this and have a little bit more fun, you can even include little emojis here with the emoji guy. I like the fact that I can search for some. So I know this is a townhome. I don't think I do townhome, but maybe I could say condo, or I'll just say house. There's properties, but I can use an emoji in here if I want to. A headline would go right below the picture. So headline might be here. I might just say, live on the intra-coastal, near the beach for under $750. So that's what it's priced at. It's just a description I'm putting under the headline. Now there is an option for a description to go below that, which would go right here. I will warn you that when you do the Facebook ad for capture their name, number, and email address, which is a lead form, it's going to erase this bottom section anyways. So what I do is just use their suggestion. You could be coming home to this, and it's going to ignore it anyways. So make sure everything you want to say is at the top part and the line right here, because the bottom part won't be seen. So I'm going to save that ad text really quick, and then we're going to come to add the media. Well, here's the good news. I can do a video if I want. If you want to run a video, you can go get your own video of that property. And if you have like a drone shot or a great video, you can do a teaser. Don't give them the whole thing. And your teaser should be like a 10, 20-second preview. But I'm going to go ahead and use the images from the MLS. So this is already one of the images. When I come to add more, look, here's all the photos. I didn't have to upload them from my computer. So I love looking at this. I know people love kitchens. This kitchen's been updated, so I'm going to go ahead and include that picture. I select one, hit preview and crop, and I'm able to crop it right here because we have these ugly watermarks. So I usually crop it out to not have it for my MLS. So there we go. I've added a second photo. And when I add a second photo, guess what? This becomes a carousel, which is one ad with showing you up to 5, 6 images at a time. Those do really well. And don't give them away everything about the house. Give them a couple teaser photos. And here's the trick. If it's not the prettiest house, show one great image and say, click here to see more. Maybe tell the surrounding area. All right, so there's some great photos in here. We've got a beautiful view of the bedroom. I'll go ahead and add a bedroom, preview and crop. I just want them to see that wraparound balcony that this one has right off of the bedroom. I'm gonna go ahead and add another shot. I love the one, I have this beautiful shot of showing you the intracoastal. So I want them to see that, and I'm actually gonna show where it shows the downtown skyline. So here's downtown Fort Lauderdale, and to the right is the ocean. So we'll save that image as well. And right here now, look, it just says, live in the intercoastal beach under this price range. There's my description up above, and here are all the images that I'm adding about this property for people to see and get a couple photos, and then they're gonna wanna click a button. Now you can add your logo to this if you need to, and the logo could be on the right side of the image or the left side. So I love the fact that it automatically puts the branding for my market center on every image, which is just great. Depending on your state rules, I do not know the Oregon state law. In Florida, I don't have to have all my photos branded. So even though it says DVA, which is doing business as logo, I could technically just put my team logo here if I wanted to, and it just watermarks your photo basically. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. Save add media, and here's our next to last step. So we're gonna choose which Facebook page. So it looks like it's my personal account, but it never posts to your personal account. That's against Facebook's rules for businesses. So I'm gonna choose business page. Now I have more than one business page that I operate. I'm gonna choose my J-Team one, and notice the KW just switched over to my J-Team logo. So now I'm promoting it and seeing a preview of what it's gonna look like on Facebook. Then this is the most important part, destination. Use Facebook lead gen form is the default, which means it will already have a name, number, and email address pre-populated from Facebook. And all the person has to do is click the next button to say, yes, send that to my agent and give me the details. So I like this one. It works really well, and it brings that lead into command instantly. However, if it was my mobile app, I would use this other option for use a site or landing page. Now we have the address for this home, so I'm actually gonna copy it and I'm gonna go get it from my website because I want them to get the information. So if you haven't been using your KW website yet or set it up, this would be helpful. And if you have a third-party website, it doesn't matter. You just wanna make sure that you have the information of one of the listings. And let me clear this all out. I gotta type that back in again. Okay, so I want that listing, and then I gotta finish typing in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. And it is unit 11, that's why I did it, okay. Perfect, there is the listing on my website, by the way. So I know it's listed by John O'Flaherty. It even says it here, but I want them to call me and go to my page. So if I have his permission to do this, I'm gonna copy this link and I'm gonna paste it here where it says, when they're done giving the information, where do you want this to go? And I'll have them go to my website so that I can actually get some leads from this. Now you have a couple options of the button, learn more, sign up, and apply now. Sign up works if you wanted to sign up, like sign up for my buyer's guide or seller's guide, sign up for my class, that would work. Learn more is the most popular one. And apply now would be more for like a mortgage, save insurance, or if you want to apply to the team. So learn more is the most popular. So that's 1, 2, now 3, the targeting. Good news is because we chose a listing, it's gonna do the targeting for you instantly and just do a radius around 20 miles around whatever you set. However, I'm gonna customize that setting, keep it on target a custom audience, and I'm gonna type in Fort Lauderdale, and I can go as close as 15 miles or as far away as 50. Now, it doesn't have to just be Fort Lauderdale. So you could run an ad out of the area. I'm not quite sure where you guys get people moving to Portland, Oregon from, but you can even run an ad to that area. So maybe it was up somebody in Seattle, maybe it's in California, maybe it's someone in the Midwest, wherever they're coming from. If you know, hey, people in this building come from another area, you could run the ad outside of that. Like in our area, we get a lot of people from actually South Florida, but we do get people from New York, Chicago, New Jersey. I could run an ad there if I wanted to, but I'm going to keep it on Fort Lauderdale. 20 miles is fine for me. And then this is the magic pill. How do I get in front of the right people? Because you might notice things that you could do before are gone in Facebook. Like I can't discriminate against age. So I can't say only show this to people who are 40 to 60. I can't do things like only show it to men or women. Basically anything that's a protected class is not available to use anymore. But we already said where are all the people going right now if they're on these sites. So you're going to use the trifecta, Zillow, meaning if you're on Facebook and you like Zillow, I want you to see this ad. I'm also going to add Trulia because that's another one of their products, which Zillow owns. So if you're on Trulia and Facebook, I want you to see this ad. And the last one I'm always going to add is the Realtor.com. These are your trifectas. And if you do it this way, this is how you'll get a quality lead, because if they like Zillow, Trulia, or Realtor.com, and they're on Facebook, odds are they're interested in real estate. Meaning I'm not going to accidentally have some 14-year-old kid click this ad, because I doubt a 14-year-old kid likes Zillow, Trulia, or Realtor.com. This will be targeting people specifically around 20 miles of where I am that are interested in real estate. So if you add those three, that will make sure you get quality leads. If you skip this part, you'll get leads, but I can't promise you that they're really interested in buying or selling. So I save that, and the last step is the budget. So we already defaulted it to Facebook's recommendation, which is 10 days, $30, which ends up being about $3 a day. So if I'm getting leads for $2 or less a day, that means I'm basically going to get about a lead a day. You can increase that, but you don't have to go crazy. I could bump that up to $50 and do $5 a day. Recommendation, don't go less than 3 days, and always do it around 3. But if you can do between $5 to $8 a day, you'll get more results. But don't go crazy. I don't need to spend thousands of dollars, and don't run it for more than 10 days. You can run another version of the same ad after 10 days. So you can copy this ad and run it multiple times, but it gets stale in Facebook's world. So don't run it anything more than 10 days. So I can do 3 of these ads and still be cheaper than what I'm paying Zillow a month and get more leads than I ever would have gotten from Zillow. And when I'm done, I hit publish campaign. Now I still need to get permission on this listing, so I'm not going to publish that one just yet. And I know we're getting down to the end of our time, but I am going to show you one more version of the same thing, and I'll show you how to do it with the video. So I have a video version of the KW app, and I am going to share it with your leadership so they can share it with you. I will show you what this one looks like. I believe it's on my desktop. And I have a shorter promo that's really like 30 seconds. I took the long 2-minute video, which was too long for Facebook, and I basically shortened it down to 30 seconds and added some music to it. So not going to play the whole thing, but basically what I did is just focus on the highlights of the app in 30 seconds, because anything that's quick and slower, like 30 seconds or less, does really well on ads. So I'll send that to you guys as well, so you can run an ad just like I'm going to run right now. So I'm going to create a new campaign again, social ad. This time I'm going to say KW app promo and brand awareness. And we're going to do this to Facebook. So as you start doing more and more of these, you'll get faster at it, just like I am getting. When I come in here, I don't need a listing this time. I'm just going to come to this and I'm going to say, hey, discover a new way to, I don't want to say transact. Let me think of the wording. I want to say, discover a new way to experience real estate in our new home search app. This app has everything from neighborhoods. I'm writing this on the fly, by the way. This app has everything from neighborhoods to saving money on mortgage with Keller Mortgage, and saving money on home insurance with Keller Covered, and more. Download our free app and check it out. Now that's too long, so what I'm going to do is put that download our free app on the second line here, right here. Download our free home search app. Find your home and save money today. kind of the call to action that I wanted to have. And you'll see why when I actually get to that. So that's some wording you could be using. The things our app can do today that no one else can do is show you neighborhoods, access to save money on Keller Mortgage, and save money on home insurance. And probably for this time purposes, I could get rid of the Keller Mortgage and home insurance and just say save money on mortgage and home insurance to shorten that down. Again, I have to put a description, but we're not going to use it anyways. Oh, actually, I am going to use it for the app. So I'm going to say access 300,000 plus neighborhoods anywhere in the US thanks to Nextdoor being integrated in our app. Technically it is. Perfect. So I wrote the text. Now I'm going to go to the media. Now I'm going to share this video with you guys so that you can download it and put it on there. So I'm going to upload this video and go get it from my computer, which is on my desktop. Here we go. Here is the short version of that movie. I'm going to open it. And here it is, 28 seconds. It's a small enough video size. I click continue, and now you're going to see a preview of the text I wrote, the verbiage I've got, and a mini video. I save it, go to Facebook ads, just like we did before, select my team, but this time I'm going to use a site. I want them to go to a website, not there. I want them to go to the app. So the good news is I'm going to have them say the word sign up, because that's what they have to do. They have to sign up to access this. And then destination URL, well, good news. I already have what's called a landing page for my app. Here it is right there. And if you haven't seen one of those, just to show you, it is, I'll show you mine. This is what's called the neighborhood landing page for the app. So it's branded to me. And when they download this app, it's going to be my version on their phone. So I'm going to have them go to that link so they can download it. We're going to do the target my database, the same thing. I'm going to target near me. So I'll say Fort Lauderdale. Give it a second to load. There we go. I'm going to do the same targeting, except this time I'm going to add some extra ones. So I'm going to do the Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com, just like we did before. So I do those on every single real estate app, by the way. I mean. So Realtor.com, there we go. And I'm going to say one for Trulia. And I'm going to add a couple extra because I also used words for mortgage and home insurance. So I'm going to type in mortgage as a word. And mortgage is going to give me the option. I want to see people who are interested in mortgage insurance and maybe a mortgage calculator. So I want people who like those things to see my ad as well, because I want to target people who might be interested in mortgage. I'm also going to do insurance, and there's an option for people who are looking for home insurance. And I want to target renters as well. So my ad is going to show up to any of these people on Facebook who like Zillow or Realtor.com or Trulia, and if they've ever expressed interest in mortgage, insurance or calculations, home insurance, and renters insurance. Because I'm using the words Keller Mortgage, save money on a mortgage, and save money on home insurance. Because they might be not looking for a home or something today, but they could use that. So that's what I'm going to use for this one. I would save it, set my budget. This one does really well because my cost per clicks on average have been less than 50 cents. So $3 a day gets me several clicks. When I've been running this ad, testing it out, I'm getting on average about 40 people who click the link to download my app. And then from there, they have to register to download it to get the full numbers. So I would save it and then publish it when I am done. So that is a bit of how we're doing that. The targeting of your database, Morgan, I know you're asking about that. I haven't gotten that to work yet. So I haven't been running that one. So there's an option that you might have noticed under here where it says target my database. It's supposed to match the people in your database. The challenge is I'm not sure it's ready for prime time yet. So the goal of that would be eventually to run an ad to people that you know. So I'll do some more research on that, Morgan. I'll let you know when I get an answer, but I don't know that that's working yet. So for now, the ads I'm running is specifically on the custom audience. And I've been mainly running ads around the app because I want to get the app in as many hands as possible. And my verbiage is usually around save money on Keller Mortgage, save money on Keller or home insurance, and then find my neighborhoods. So this is probably the #1 app I run the most. My next goal is to help agents run their listings, so I will do more on those. But the agents I've talked to who run ads on listings and promote the listings are getting anywhere from 30 to 40 leads. And on their first day of a new listing that no one's ever seen before, they're getting like 50, 60 leads, which leads as low as I saw someone get 8 cents a lead, which is insane. Chris, yes, it's supposed to be branded to you when they download that link. There was a challenge with the app. So if you didn't see in the chat, Chris asked if they fixed the app where when people download the branded app, it actually goes to you. So yes, that's supposed to be working now. I'm doing it from my landing page, which means when they download it, it is branded to me. So it should instantly say, Jay is your agent. Just click here to register. And that's really what I'm doing to get this out there to everybody into their hands. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen so we can do the questions and answer any questions that you guys have.
Thank you so much. This has been great information. What if agents don't have a landing page set up for their app link? So you're saying it should still take users to be able to download their app. It's just not as like the nice web format.
If they did the wizard to set up their app, everyone gets a landing page instantly. So if you go into the site and app setting, the consumer settings, and you go through the wizard to set up your app, that will actually right now allow you to create this landing page instantly. So everybody should have it.
Great.
So you don't have to go and make it. I literally clicked a button and it made it for me. I didn't make this.
She's such a boomer.
She is, Katie. I agree.
Katie, mute.
I don't have control to mute her. Sorry, you'll have to do it.
No, Austin.
So does anyone have any questions on those things? Hopefully you guys got some good information and things that you can use. And Peter, that's what I would do on that listing if you get that listing. Say instead of giving the handwritten cards, what we're going to do is promote your listing in front of the people likely to buy or sell it in that complex and around it. And you can do one of these ads with that much easier.
Hey, Jay.
Yes.
This is Erica with the Fox Group. And I've been running ads for a couple of our expansion partners.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that people are getting more leads off of using an actual real listing? I had to hang up this morning because I had a call that I was expecting, so I had to bounce off. So I don't know if you said it. With actual live listings, I've been trying to promote buyers because this particular expansion partner is fairly new and she doesn't have any listings. So I've just been throwing a house up there and trying to attract buyers, but I'm not getting a ton of hits. Should I, again, just see about using your office listing?
Yeah, I would say use a listing. A listing is going to be your best bet. That gets the highest return. But if you're just helping them get leads, what I might do, tell them that they can save money with Keller Mortgage. That attracts a lot of buyer leads right now.
Okay.
Keller Mortgage and saving money on that is huge because we have the ability to basically get a loan with no money down. And if they get financing for more than $150,000, it's $1,000 credit. So that is actually getting a lot of interest from people.
Okay.
And that's something you can do. But I do find if you promote an actual listing, and it doesn't work very well if it's an old stale listing.
Okay.
So the next time you guys have something brand new for the whole team and you want to get her buyer leads for it, have her run that ad, or you guys can run it and then just share the ads and assign it to her.
Okay. And then as far as, and I don't know if you can answer this or not, I've reached out to Laura Posey, so I've talked to her quite a bit. She's our Northwest Regional Tech person. And so right now they're getting a ton of notifications in Kelly. So when they do, because it's all compliance related, they can't turn off those notifications so they can see when a lead and it grabs their attention so they don't get lost in all compliance. Or is that something that's still being worked on, or?
Yeah, right now they're getting a notification on compliance and they'll get a notification on leads. What I do is I go to the dismiss and Kelly just alerts me. So my habit, honestly, these days is log into Command and look at your lead portal, because if it's anything new, it should be there first. That way I'm not dependent on just the notification. So my habit as an agent should be to have my Command system open. And anytime I get an alert on Kelly, I don't do anything with Kelly. Kelly just tells me, and I go to Command instantly, click the bell, and look at my new leads to see if anything new came in.
Okay, because there's no way to shut off that compliance yet, right?
Yeah, not right now.
Okay.
They're working on that though. You got it. Thank you.
Hey, Jay,
Yes.
you mentioned just a minute ago something about you could just do a building.
Well, you can't do a specific building. Sorry, I should preface that. So there's no ability to do a building, but what you can do is say it will show to the people in the building and people nearby. So you would just put in like your zip code or city and it would be the people nearby. And then that would be a virtual way to show them. But what we know is it'll get a lot of people there. And your cool thing to show the client when they do this is you'll be able to see how many impressions you got, which would be how many views, which could be several thousand, and then be able to see how many people actually clicked the link and then who actually registered on it. And you can share with them, look, we got 40 people interested in your condo. Let me share with you, here's the people that we got. I called every single one of them. and we have showings scheduled or virtual showings, whatever you do. And that's something you would never really be able to track very well if you do letters and door knock. So there'll be insights to give them.
Thank you.
You got it.
Anyone else have any more questions for Jay?
Jay,
Yes.
I've had success running ads where I've targeted cities between certain price points with that using Facebook lead form that links to my a website I have.
Okay.
I've tried to figure out how to do that in Command. But is there a way to do that?
Like, you mean just,
For
so
example,
you're talking about like targeting separate cities, but doing it on one ad with multiple cities, right?
well, let's say, since you're Fort Lauderdale, if I was like, I was targeting Clearwater between 500 and 700,000. These
Oh,
are,
gotcha.
and there's 300 homes in that area between those price points, and using a Facebook lead form for them to click on that area. I've also run
Okay.
ads for specific neighborhoods,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they all link to my third-party website.
You got it. So what I would do on my website if I wasn't using that one, so if I were to do it on my personal website, just set up a search on here like you're doing for yourself and copy the link the same way. So let's say I'm doing what you're saying. So I'm doing Clearwater Homes. So I can say Clearwater, Florida. Search for that area. I can narrow down the price range to, what were you saying you wanted the price range to be? 500,000?
Doesn't matter, whatever price point,
Yeah. Let's just say it was this price point. 160 is low, but let's say I'll do 650 to 875. And I'm only targeting houses. I literally can just copy this link up above and paste that into the thing. And when anyone goes to this link, it will take them exactly to the search I had set up.
So what ad would I try and,
Yeah, what I would do is probably make a graphic of this and just say, are you looking for homes in this price range, something that fits? And then I would just run an ad saying, find amazing deals on these homes here, save money on a mortgage as well. Click this link, register to get the information. You can call it your buyer's list or a hot list. That does really well in the shift book right now. Just say,
Okay.
here's best buys and type it in there. And then that way you put the link in, then it would be in the price range they're looking in.
so let me back up. But when I start setting up the ad, how do I set up the ad? That's the part, I can do that part. It's setting up the ad.
Yeah.
Is it a multiple listing? Is it a
Oh,
attract
gotcha.
buyers?
No, I would just say your goal is, well, you're looking for buyers in that case, aren't you? Or you're looking for listings?
But well, if I can narrow it down to neighborhoods, then I figure if people are looking for a particular neighborhood, they want to see what's going on in their neighborhood, so they may be a seller lead. So it's going both ways.
So sometimes what I'll do is I'll say attract sellers if my goal is to get a listing out of it.
But
Get a listing in an area.
how do I set up the ad part? That's where I get confused.
It's no different than what we just set up
Okay.
there. So I'm setting up an ad because remember, let me preface, when you create an ad in the system, those buttons for listing and stuff, this does nothing. This is just teaching our machine what are you trying to do so that in the future we can say, oh, you want to advertise a listing? Here's the best ad for listings.
Okay.
So this doesn't actually physically do anything to the system. You're just telling them what you're trying to accomplish so that Kelly can study your ad against others and eventually give us suggestions on the best practices.
Okay. All right.
Yep. And then, yeah, just run the ad that same way. But that's a great one. That's a good example, especially for community ones. I'd be leveraging that neighborhoods, just highlighting the community. Do you want to know what's happened in this neighborhood? And I would literally just send them to my website of the neighborhood or have them register to get the monthly alert about that neighborhood. Awesome, guys.
Jay Morgan asked another question about targeting agents.
Yes. So what I would do is the same thing we just did, except instead of it saying Zillow, where it says, here, I'll do this. I'll say agents. So let's say I'm doing it for recruiting. So I'll say attract talent, Facebook. And the keywords I use for that are actually the same. I'll use trulyreal.com and Zillow, but there's an option that says if they like the premium version for realtors. So in the expert targeting, I'll actually say Zillow again, and you're going to see one that will say Zillow Premier Agent. That targets realtors.
Okay.
So that's an example of how I can do that one. And then I would also do Realtor.com. They have the Realtor.com Pro. Typically, realtors who like one of those two are paid subscribers, and that's a good way to target agents because you can't do it by brokerage or anything else. But I find if you do those two, that's what I do if I'm doing like recruiting or profit share to attract agents out of the area. I'm not sure if there's anything in here for real estate agents. Let's see. I say real estate. Yeah, you could do interest in broker, real estate license. There's some stuff in there as well that you can do, but that's what I would recommend because then you're more likely to target the right people if you're looking to target other agents.
Awesome.
Jay, what's the ideal number of target audience like to put in there?
They say you shouldn't do more than like 3 or 4, but sometimes I'll do a little bit more. So like I said, typically every ad I ever run, I do trulyrealtor.com and Zillow because I'm more likely to say it's real estate related anyways. And if you like that, you might like this. But don't go too crazy. Fortunately for us, it's an or statement, meaning if they like one of those, they'll see my ad. So it doesn't really mess it up, but Facebook tells you you shouldn't do more than like maybe 5 of them at max.
Okay, great. This has been such good information. Does anyone else have any final questions before we wrap up? Jay, thank you so much. Oh, Dwight does.
Oh, I am myself, sorry. So we're taping this and we'll make it available for any agents that want to review any part of it. Because Jay, you did go fast. It was brilliant. And thank you so much for coming on for our market center. But there are parts that I was looking at that I need to replay. So
yeah, we'll get the recording out there. And so I just put the links in the chat as well. I have my website, jcermack.com, which also has trainings and stuff on there. And then on YouTube, you guys can find me with my name. And I have thousands of videos that chunk this down. So I have videos specifically on doing a listing one. I have videos on how to do there. And it slows it down to 5 minutes of just doing that so that you can watch it and play side by side while you're doing the videos. Because I do go fast. I know that.
Awesome.
We have limited time and a lot of data to give you. So,
and thanks for bringing that up, Jay. Jay has tons of great videos. I just watched a really good one the other day that compared our app side by side with the competitors, and it's only 15 minutes long. It's great, you know. So and they're very specific, which is really nice too. So check that out if you're looking for anything to like you said, to pause it and walk through it slowly. But Jay, thank you so much for being here. You are a wealth of knowledge, and we appreciate it all.
Thank you, Tanya, and everyone for inviting me out here and letting me be a part of your day. I hope everyone has stay strong as much as you can. Take advantage of the time that we have right now to do some learning, spend some time on that. And if you're not part of the other groups like the Pivot Shift Ahead Facebook group that we're doing right now, we're doing the ones, I know you guys are in Pacific Standard Time, so it's a little early for you, but the recordings and stuff, that's been helping me just keep my mindset right and being around other successful people. And this company truly does care about you. We all do. We want to make sure that you stay in business, and real estate's still going to happen. We just heard from economists, they still anticipate 6.1 million homes are going to sell this year. It's not going to be a huge up, but it will be more than last year. So it's still going to happen. We're here to help you.
That's awesome,
Right,
Jay. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
You guys.
Have a great day, everyone.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.